Alright, it's time to talk about something other than particularly just fights. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the Nick Diaz situation. Nick Diaz is, of course, no longer fighting GSP because he did not show up to a press conference, which people instantly kind of are going to go, well, that's bullshit. That being said, they had 3 fights for him. His response, instead of calling Dana White and saying, I'm late, I'm coming, whatever, he posts a video on YouTube. And that's pretty much the way that if you were anything else, you'd lose your job. So I don't understand why anyone can take Diaz's side on this. And this is from someone who, at every chance, has pretty much said Dana White is a jerk, Dana White is bad for the sport, etc., etc., etc. In this case, I agree with Dana White. That's stupid. He's going to fight BJ Penn now. I'm not really going to give my thoughts on the fight, other than it's a significantly lesser fight for him because it's not for a title, even if it's maybe a more interesting fight stylistically. And the other thing that I don't get is there's a notion that he's ducking GSP, and I somewhat think this is credence. People laugh at this notion, but we're talking about Nick Diaz, who has dodged fights in the past, maybe not conclusively, but definitely has done things that made the fight very hard to put together and eventually got it scrapped. An example of this would be on 3 separate occasions in Strikeforce, he was supposed to fight Jay Haran. On all 3 of those situations, Nick Diaz did something, maybe not necessarily his fault in some cases. One specifically was he didn't show up for a medical. Another was he didn't show up for a contract signing. That made this fight fall through on 3 occasions. Despite this being a fighter who says, I'll fight anyone at any time. The other great indication, the other one would be Mayhem Miller, which people are saying, well, Mayhem should just go down in weight. He's fought at 170 before. They can fight at 181, whatever. You know what? When you issue the fight, I'll fight you, whatever. I'll fight anyone, wherever, whenever. I don't think you should be the one to dictate that the other guy has to move down in weight. That's a bit silly. Additionally, you jump the man on national television. And we've seen what happens when Mayhem tries to cut down below 180. It's an emaciated corpse of a man. But moving on. Yeah, so in the end, I take Dana White's side on this. Nick Diaz is an unprofessional, honestly kind of, lowlife who is exciting to watch fight, exciting for a sound clip, but overall not a reliable fighter and not a fighter who backs up any of his trash talk. Anyways, I'll be doing Fight Night predictions later on tonight and Strikeforce GP predictions later on tonight, so tune in for that probably one video, probably combine the 2. And that's all for now. So, later.